Hello. Yeah, this is kind of an update, or not really an update, but a principle that I've been looking at, and I think it needs to be addressed a little bit between the manufacturers. Since the NMRA is not doing anything about this or anything like that, I just thought I'd just put a YouTube video out here. This is on trucks and couplers. Some of us like the body-mounted couplers, which is fine. Some like the truck-mounted couplers, which is fine. But what are the best ones? Now, personally, for me, I would say microtrains. They're magnetic delayed. They're great for N-scale, which I'm in by, in fact. One of the things that I kind of upset on manufacturers is when they put out new cars, they don't say whether they're body mounted or truck mounted. They don't give us an idea of what kind of setup we're getting, which I think they should, but they don't. And I've contacted the NMRA a number of times on this, and of course I got nowhere. But let's start with Atlas, for instance. The Accumate truck, which you see here, is got a coupler on it. This is non-working, by the way. And to me, now this is my personal opinion, they're junk. They should throw these away. That's the first thing I usually do. What I do is I throw them in a little bin that I've got. And if I decide to sell a car that I have microtrain trucks under, I will take trucks and couplers off of that car and either put one of these little junky things on there to sell it. Another one is Athearn. They got McHenry, the McHenry coupler. And we can usually tell that by the little spring, if you can see the little spring there. But other than that, McHenry is all right. Except the only problem is if you're running at least a 50-car train, you want them toward the rear. We found out that if you put them toward the front and you got heavier cars toward the rear, it breaks the knuckles on them. That's the only fault I have with McHenry. Also, they don't work very good with the microtrains. McHenry and McHenry together work fine, but microtrains to McHenry do not. Other manufacturers have their own couplers out, say they're compatible to microtrains. They are compatible. All these couplers are compatible to microtrains. But microtrains is, hands down, is probably the best you could buy. For N-scale. O-scale, that's a different can of worms there. I'm not neither one. I used to be an HO a long time ago and used Kadee all the time. Body mounted, of course. But in N-scale, I'm not really that particular of whether it's body mounted or truck mounted. But I would like to know before I buy a car what they are, if they are body mounted or if they're truck mounted. I'm getting older and arthritis in my fingers real bad. And so body-mounted couplers do not work for me. If I was younger and had a little bit more flexibility in my fingers, I could probably change them out to microtrains. But that is one of the reasons I would like to know, and there's a lot of us that are getting older in this hobby. Accumate, which I am really surprised, AccuRail is the one that makes Accumate. On their website, they show, which I'm looking at now, it shows HO scale. I can't find any N scale at all on there, so I don't know how they actually started making N scale trucks and couplers. I have no idea. Another thing with Atlas, which is surprising to me anyway, is that they are getting their equipment, their cars, like the latest email that I have from them, $24.95 for an Atlas N NSC 50-foot plug door box car. And well, new road numbers, of course. But $24.95 and these little junky couplers and wheel sets under them, they're getting up there at almost the same price as a Microtrains car. Now this is all my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion on what they want to use, how they want to use it. It's a hobby, and you're in the hobby. So whatever you want to do is fine, because it's your layout. It's yours. In other words, whatever you do, it's yours. But this is just my opinion. So just one opinion out of probably, I don't know, 100, 200, who knows. But to me, I think Atlas is outpricing themselves on their cars. They're starting to get up there around Microtrain cars, and these cars are most likely, from last I heard, built in China. So either China is getting an idea that their cars are worth more, or Atlas thinks they're worth more. I have no idea. But don't get me wrong, they have good equipment. I mean, it's good cars and everything like that. It's just that I just can't see the price. Of course, you go on the internet and you can go to some of the train sites, and you can find these cars cheaper. They usually have them marked down a little bit and everything. Athearn, I don't know what happened to them. They used to have, every month they would have a email out on new stuff coming out, and then all of a sudden they just kind of died. I mean, they just almost disappeared. And there's cars that I've had ordered for 2 years, and one of them finally did come in. Got a call from the hobby shop, and they said that, yeah, this car came in. I asked about 2 other ones that I have from Athearn ordered. And they looked it up, and they said those have been canceled. And I said, well, I'm kind of surprised that Athearn didn't put a notice out on their emails list and say that they've been canceled. That's kind of surprising. I don't know if it's a lack of forgetfulness, a lack of don't care, or they're just too busy. I have no idea. But I think it's up to you what you actually want to run. Now, like I said, I like to run my trains, but I like to have Microtrains on all of them, every single one of them. And these companies, that I don't know if they just don't understand that, because even Atlas, they come out with a small tank car, and I ordered it, got it in, and what was surprising was I tried to put a small Microtrain truck couplers under it. Oh, guess what? They wouldn't fit. That's right, they wouldn't fit. Atlas, for some reason, thought that they would put the screw that holds the weight on the inside of this car on the outside of the bolster on each end. So I wrote to him and I told him about this little deal that you can't put, small Microtrains couplers on there. I had to go to the low, small, medium couplers to put on there, which work fine. But I was really surprised that they did that. I would think that they would have put that screw on the inside of the car, on the bolsters, instead of on the outside. But that was the only car so far I found fault with that Atlas. The rest of the cars, like I said, I just wish the manufacturers would say body-mounted or truck-mounted couplers. One or two. All they have to do really is just, when they put in their ad, is put body-mounted couplers. They don't have to put, if it's truck-mounted couplers, they don't really need to say anything. But they should, if they're body-mounted, they should say body-mounted. That way we have a choice of whether we want to buy the body-mounted coupler and then have to change it out, or the truck-mounted coupler, which is very easy to change out. But that's all I have. Just kind of my own little pet peeve, I guess you'd call it. Of course, everybody has different opinions and everything like that, which is fine. I mean, everybody should have their own opinion. After all, it's a free country, freedom of speech, all that kind of stuff. I just thought, this needed to get out to some of the railroad people, guys, and friends that I have that watch my videos. I just thought maybe they might be interested in this, but it's all up to you. You can take this video, or you don't have to. It doesn't make any difference, because like anything, with this being a video, you can shut it off midway if you don't like what I'm saying or anything. But please, if you do comment, no nasty comments, please. That doesn't really make you look like I don't know, but it's just not nice to comment, make a dirty comment, unless you're going to say it person to person. But it's up to you what you want to do, I guess. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope it was kind of informative. Not really a whole lot, but like I said, I think some of these ones, especially the AccuMate, is actually made in the USA. So why is Atlas? Has Atlas got some kind of deal where these are made in China too? I have no idea. China. Last time I wrote to Atlas, they just kind of snubbed me. They're getting their how should I say this? They're getting to the point where I've heard this a lot from people around here that have emailed Atlas, and they said they're getting snubbed. They just don't want to talk to you or email you. Sometimes I know they're busy, but gee willikers, I mean, if you want to sell stuff, you should be contacting your customers. I mean, when you start snubbing customers get, the way they do it is they don't buy anything from the company. So I think they need to really get on a ball and start emailing people, because I've asked them quite a few times on other cars here that they've had out on their last, and I asked them if they had a truck-mounted coupler or is a body-mounted coupler. Never heard anything. Time before that, same thing. I asked them if they had a body-mounted coupler or truck-mounted coupler. Same thing. Nothing. I didn't hear a word. So I didn't buy any. And I haven't bought any. And I probably won't buy any. And if Atlas's price keeps going up the way it is and gets up there around Microtrains, and to me, Microtrains would be the best bet. Buy Microtrains, you got the truck, coupler, whatever. So, well, thanks for watching. Bye.